Hello, this is Balton from Vitter Games, and I thought it would be ideal we do a little bit of a playthrough because many of you have been playing the demo and we've just been, quite busy. And this is probably not at the moment the most easy and understandable game in the world, and it probably does not have the best UI and UX in the game right now. But it seems like many of you have been enjoying it, and I would like to use the opportunity to thank everyone, especially the community, and thank you so much for all the support and all the heartfelt DMs and encouragement. It's been a wild ride since we did the announcement trailer in, what was it, the 4th of May? It's been a wild ride since then. And I would also like to thank our moderators on the Discord channel. Thank you so much. And of course the people that just less than a year ago we had our first public demo. And that was 4,000 people that played in 7 days. Now we had 5,000 people play in less than 24 hours. So a little bit of difference for us. And people playing the game, thank you so much. And thank you all for your lovely support and feedback and all the bug reports. And like I said, we are listening. And not just, it's been crazy, like everyone, thank you. The content creators, all the people that have been making features and video, it's just, it means the world to us. Basically the idea of this video is like, for new players and such, just to do a little bit of like, how the hell do I play this game? So this is Dig In. It's 1914. It's in the middle of September. The big armies in Europe have basically fought each other to the standstill, and now what is left to do is to dig in, essentially. And here is the map. And let's just click on the overlay and check the quadrants. And we only own one quadrant, this one, because this is where HQ is. And then there are the adjacent quadrants, the quadrants we don't know anything about, and then, of course, the known enemy quadrants. And yes, the demo is limited to 7 days, and there are many reasons for that. But I have managed, in one playthrough of this demo, I've managed to basically take this area and did a last-ditch attempt to try and take the rest of the map, and that was unsuccessful. But I think, let's start with the basics. So where's our officer? So we have Francois Xavier Bastide. He's a lawyer. That's good. Leadership, good on discipline, some push, diligence, well, but also a very interesting lawyer. He's not just a lawyer, he's also a boheme. And he's sluggish. It's an interesting combination for a officer in the film, in the field. So bohem and sluggish. Oh well, you have to play the hand you're dealt with. And these are all our guys. 42 souls. Nobody's dead. Command points are accumulating. So I think we should start by expanding. And we'll click on the orders, deploy sections, and let's just start with these guys. Starting with the field HQ. And yeah, let's go. This one has this little house and everything. So let's just send them. And the runner goes. There he is. Finds the officer. And off we go. Still have plenty of command points, so let's just send out another one, because the more command points we own, the faster we accumulate new one. And we can use that for reinforcements and artillery and all kinds of stuff. And it's early morning, it's not even noon, and let's hurry up, because I would ideally want to make a trench line here. I'm also the level designer, and there is a tiny little valley, and there's open territory, and we have plenty of resources and stuff over here, lots of trees. And let's make the best use of this. Okay, so I'm going to pause the game by pressing space, and we need to set up somewhere for these guys to sleep, because if we double click on them, just make certain this is on, and press the heart and sate it, and they're slowly their vigor will go down until they get really tired, and that might mean problems. So let's try to balance things, you know. The power of balance. Let's focus on that. We could use this house, and we can just go on here, the duty and orders, and a rest area. Let's just place it here, and we click on the permission. So now all these sections, squad 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm not going to try and say it in French because the French community will make fun of me. Because this is World War One, and there's a lot of randomized artillery, which we aim to make much more intelligent in the future. So ideally, you would like to spread out to minimize. Like, this is a juicy opportunity, and the longer they wait here, there might be something funny. But we actually have it now that there's no artillery in this area until on day 1, I think. All right. So now these guys are. Oh, no, stop. Alright, shrapnel. That guy was lucky. But he lost a lot of health. Okay. That I was not anticipating. So let's get these guys tucked in, because these guys are on rest duty, they're off duty, and these guys are supposed to be guarding, and these guys are supposed to be working, but they don't have anything to do. So let's use this little house as a little base, and we go into survival and comfort, and we have these bedrolls, and there are what, 8 guys in each section? 5. Hold left mouse button to rotate. And let's give them a little lamp, because at night time they will feel much better being lit, because, well, it's dark. And we can put a little of these little chairs. The AI, soldier AI, will find them and sit down. And let's actually spread them out. So let's just have number 1 there. Let's give number 2 a little, yeah, like a little tent. Let's just get cheeky in the corner, and also give them sleeping spots. You can put these up in a spline and chain construction. I just like to place them down individually, because I've been working on this game for a long time, and I'm just still not used to having this kind of thing when I'm making all my bets. It's just, I find this confusing, infuriating, if you ask me. And let's give them a little bit of a campfire, because then they'll be warm. And let's spread them out. Also, we'll be needing plenty of wood down the line. So if you press the trees, I press X, that's the shortcut to chop them down. So the soldiers on work duty will know that. But speaking of, do they all need to be at rest? Because we're at war after all. So why don't we just put them on the day shift, which means they will be more tired when they reach the night shift, but that means we can act more quickly. I just asked my sections to take, so now we have this one, our control. These are not in our control. Actually, let's just finish getting the Holy Trinity here. So let's send these guys. Yep, and let's send them over. And now we start thinking about, we know that the Germans are over here somewhere, and they will attack us. And this is early 1914, so as it was the polite to do it in World War One in 1940 was to attack at dawn. So we are kind of in that kind of frequency of attacks. So I'm not trying to say so this much, but if anyone counts it, there will be a special prize for you. Let's set up our first trench line. And it's really funny when I do these videos, or the content creators, they usually do straight lines, because it's very difficult to play this game and also try to do like a solid logical defense. So I'm not gonna talk while I make my trench network. Little bit of a defilade. Oh, artillery there. Let's do. And let's cut it there. Machine gun over here with great view over the lower of this tiny valley. And here we have more of a little bit more flat, and we can already see the barbed wire in the no man's land over there. And did we take this one? We took this one. So as soon as they get some work done on this trench line, we'll extend it to the end. There they are. Come on. Who are you? Matthew? Bastien? Rene? Gotta move on. Oh yes, and of course we need to research and focus. And let's start with getting the machine guns into the game. One guy on YouTube actually said it was stupid that you had to research tarpaulins into a World War I game. And yeah, it kind of sounds stupid, but when you actually make the game, you have all kinds of interesting challenging, and one of them is pacing. And we found out the research tree was a really good way for new players to learn the game and the pacing, or else you try to do everything at once. This way you do things more incrementally, which is beautiful. So look, here's who's this? This is our runner, Claude. And nobody's sleeping, of course, because they don't have orders to sleep. Let's put this one up here, and let's just only a squad number 2. Okay, not trying to do French. I'm not trying to. I'll promise I'll shut up. And these are you can see highlights when I have the mouse over this squad, so we can see the riflemen. They're not doing anything, so why don't we just get them to work? I'll take my chances. Okay, no Germans in sight, so let's go over here. We would like to extend the trench network, but let's first survey our terrain and surroundings. We have a little bit of a hill. It's not a hill, it's just a little bit of elevation. More elevation, and ideally we want some nice field of fire, because if I dig it down here, it's not perfectly even, so we want to maximize the impact of the machine gun that I'm researching. So I'm going to try and make a little hill fortress here. That way I'll just make a line into the hill, just like so. Yes. And then I will connect that one, because we still have to dig this part of it. And then we connect, ideally, let's just do a little bit experimental. No, let's do it the other way around. Because that way we can have a little, oops, I was close. A little bit of a pillbox maybe here. Let's get rid of these trees, cut down the trees please, and we would like them to collect the trees in the storage zone. So here we have the stones, so it's the wood store. Trying to, let's just do it here. Trying to not all have them in the same spot. And then we need the woodworking bench, because we want to change some of these lovely trees into lovely little, well, rustic planks. Countryside rustic planks. And it's almost 6 o'clock. That means that this shift, let's make certain they are also on the right shift. And as our first trench line is forming, we can start thinking about how to defend it. So let's see, these guys are supposed to be on guard duty. So we go here, duty and orders, and the guard point. And now, as you place them down, it will snap to the trench walls, and ideally we would like to have it somewhere with the maximum field of fire. So like here it's okay, but we should ideally have dug this trench a little bit further that way. Like so. This is pretty good. Basically we want to cover as much fire arcs as possible. Okay, so imagine this artillery is actually our brass, our guys somewhere in the rear shooting what we call ambient artillery. So they're just here, they're basically just trying to help you out, but they're not doing a really good work. Alright, and you can see now these guys are burning the midnight oil because we made them work all day. So their vigor is at 800. They will be very tired at 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning. But this is my decision as commander of basically pushing them in the first 2-3 days. Then we'll let them chill out. So as soon as these guys end their shift, they will go to this rest area and this rest area, because I am paranoid and I like to spread them out as much around the map as possible to avoid them all being blown up in the same artillery salvo. We have 92 textiles left. Ooh, there it is. The Reachers is here. Unlock. Thank you very much. And I actually like to move into the research because I would like to get to the tarpaulin shelter, because that protects our precious resources. And that makes me feel much safer. No guard point. That's my fault. How we doing? Okay. We have how many machine guns? We have 2. So let's set up one here to try and cover as much of this area as possible, which is why I made this little bulge. So I press the guard point, press X. Then I will go into defense, machine gun, and you can see also the range of it. Alright. And if you're feeling a bit stressed, then just change the construction priority to high if you want to deliver it real quickly. And as soon as somebody is available, you should see if somebody is hauling the resource. Because there are only 10 guys at the moment. But we still have, if you go into the soldier, we can still see we have 42, there are 10 guards, and there are 6 of them idle, meaning they don't have guard points, so that is up to us to get them guard points. So we started doing this little thing here, this little fortress. So what I'm going to do, because this is actually gives us more elevation, I'm going to try and do a little machine gun fortress here and put sandbags and everything on the sides. Yes. How many sandbags do I have? I have 120, so we need to make more soon. And now I can see that these guys, double click on each of them, they are now going to rest. There have been some bugs with the soldier area, sometimes they're supposed to rest. They go and sleep in a trench or somewhere in no man's land, which is not ideal, and we're working on that. Oh yeah, and of course, they need to eat. We have 100 meals left, and ideally we would like them somewhere close to where they sleep, because they're supposed to pick it up wherever, but sometimes, as this is still work in progress, they sometimes don't do. Let's press down a food store here and one over here, close to the sleeping area. And then I would like to set up another sleeping area, maybe somewhere here, maybe here, because there is nowhere safe from the guns. Oh, yeah, this one is just chilling out by the fence. Oh, somebody's shooting at us. Oh no. Okay. That's a bit close. Okay. I'm gonna put up the volume on this thing. Have a scary combat volume. This is still also something we're mixing in the sounds of them also dying with the combat sounds. It might sound a little bit disheartening. Alright, priority up. And see, we have 315 command points. And we have 42 guys. So I'm going to collect a bit more points. Then we're going to ask for more gentlemen to join us in the morning, because we have 42 and we would like to add more guys to this. So if we put up to 300 command points, we get 12 extra men in the morning. This you can only do once a day. Ready to unlock? Yes. And let's get into the tarpaulin shelter and the log bridge. Alright. We're still building this little thingy over here. Actually, it would be nice to connect these two. We could still make a forward trench in front, which probably would be more neat. But let's start by connecting these two. There we go. Yes, yes. Anyone sleeping? Oh yeah, he's just sitting next to the wall. Very comfy. Are they eating? Not hungry yet, but they still have food around. All the resources spawn outside the HQ. We can see them here. But there is some lingering bug and when they eat, but let's see what happens, because this is a simulation. And sometimes when you're making a simulation game, you have to be very patient. Oh look! Nice little World War I camping trip. This one is a bit melodramatic. Hello? Ah, Moise per tweet. This one is just pretending to read. We still have to add the props to the soldiers with books and letters and food and drinks and stuff. So this is a nice target, but as he said, we changed yesterday's patch, which was the Thursday. We changed it so there would be less artillery in this area on day one, because obviously people are reporting a lot of casualties as we learn the game. Oh look, we have lots of new trenches. And if you want to make another guard point, you don't have to go to the menu. You just click on this guard point and press C, and we clone it. So this is like a nice shortcut when you're playing the game. But as you can see, this is probably not the best. Stop that. Well, two can play that game. Should we send over a volley to the Germans? A barrage type, we have shrapnel, explosives, and then we also have the medium version, both scattered and concentrated. So the concentrated obviously is supposed to be more accurate, and the scattered is cheaper, but it has a nice desired effect. So let's do a scattered one on the middle of the enemy. Off we go. And now the platoon runner goes from the officer with these orders saying, okay, the commander wants to send an artillery attack, so the platoon runner delivers this to the HQ, which gets delivered to the rear, to the battery commander somewhere in the rear, and they will start shooting now. Okay, in case we get attacked, yes, we have one guy over here. I actually get a bit more paranoid in the mornings when playing this game because they might do something funny. And in that eventuality, we should have them also a little bit longer on the shift. But you can see now these guys are probably exhausted. Yes, the Viker is down to 500, so they will want to get to bed as soon as possible. And then we have the first report. We're actually going up in morale because we've had no oh, we had 2 casualties. When did that happen? Just now. Okay, I didn't even notice. I was too busy talking. They're getting a bit tired because we've been obviously pressing them, and they're getting a bit hungry. But so far, so good. And we should get our reinforcements very soon. So this is we're now on day 2. And this all looks fine and dandy, but this could change quickly. And if this nice green and blue one goes down to red. Oh, we actually went up 371. And we have now 54 guys because our 12 extra men we asked for from HQ have arrived. Okay. So now I have this long trench, but it's still difficult to defend because, well, we don't want them to come from the sides, do we? So we need to start thinking about that. So while we do all kinds of research and upgrades, I'm going to start deepening some of the trenches to make them even more better for the soldiers, and then we can start reinforcing them as well, which will make them more they will basically be able to take more bombardment. All right, any dawn attack. Oh, there they come. Germans are coming. Oh, shit. Okay, let's just I was clever to get this machine gunner here just in time. Oh no. That guy is off. Okay. So this is also a little bug we're fixing, but they're now trying to claim this quadrant, so they're doing correct. Which is obviously, it's not fully logical in a World War I game, but we're still ironing out this quadrant system. But ideally, we would have wanted them to attack this quadrant. But if they still take it from us, it will be annoying, because then we might actually lose some real estate over here. Okay, that's not good. These shrapnels are not making much of an explosives. So now we have a pickle, because we don't have any guys here to defend, because I was not ready. So we can actually put down a guard post. And we can make it larger. And then... okay. We can have priority up, so now all the soldiers will go to this one, because the priority is higher for this area. It's like an umbrella. And this is not ideal, but we were not ready in time. Okay, we managed to get them out of here. Yep. Stop them dead in their tracks. So now I just put up these guard points, which I really don't need, because it leaves the soldiers exposed. So you just click on each one, and you can dismantle it. You just press X, and then you get rid of them. X, X. What are you shooting at? And now we have some casualties. So we can press on the body, press Z. That means we're allowed to haul them. And we need to get them somewhere else, because it's not nice to walk around bodies, of course. So we have to put up these piles, which are also not nice, and collect them, and then we can put them into graves. And if we need to find them, we can just push on the resources, so we can see all the resources. And here we can see that those two guys we lost earlier in the morning were basically just here relaxing when somebody put a shell into a cannon. And now, unfortunately, George and Valentin are no longer with us, which is an absolute travesty. Alright, I also forgot to tell you that these are the resources, and we can change the battalion resupply. We'll do that later as we go into the first night. Stop shooting at us. Okay. There we go. Let's go into the continuous trench lines. We don't need to get into food yet. Alright, let's actually, we forgot to put them on shift. Now these guys must be absolutely exhausted. Oh, the vigor is at 350, which means they are not mutinous, but they ain't happy. So you can see the vigor is dropping because they're so tired. And there's a bug with the hungerness as well, so let's hope that does not affect this as much. So you can see now we have this bee. It's not for me. This is so we can name it something else. There it is. MG Hill. And we don't need it at full high priority. We just need it here. We are researching the parapets, which will make our trench lines more accurate. And we already have this little thing forming. But still, this is quite exposed over here. So I don't think this was a really good idea in hindsight. I'm going to mix this one over to that one, so we have more of a continuous defense line. Am I hitting it? No, I'm not hitting it. There we go. And I'm afraid we have another casualty. Theo Dot. Bless your soul. And still lots of resources. We need to pick up all these bushes and trees to make reinforced trenches. And now the enemy shells are getting closer and closer to HQ, which is why it's important that we pan out as much as possible. So let's set up another one here. A rest area for the 3 and 4. Let's try to give them some shelter until we get proper trenches made for them. There we go. Bit messy, but we'll get the job done. They will go to the rest area and they will look for places to sleep. Not ideal, but I will fix this as we go. Let's give them a little bit of a warmth as well. A little bit of this. And some lights. And in the future we'd like to think about light sources and stuff like that will of course attract enemy attention during nighttime, smoke during daytime, and this is all being designed and planned for future implementations. Ideally we would want some parapets as soon as possible. You can actually use these like little wooden things just to give them a little bit of extra protection. I sometimes also use them with barbed wire for when there are like bends in the trench line, because these are more tricky to defend if they get too close. So we can actually use the chained construction here. We have 51 guys. Stop shooting at me. Just no. This guy is sleeping there. Why? Oh, that's because I haven't given them. By the way, they should obviously have to wake up to that. We'll add that later. Alright, let's get a little bit of fire steps in here. How much wood do we have? 56. But we have no planks. Oh, we have 56 planks. 75 wood. That's pretty. Plenty to start with. And usually when I play the game and playtesting, I'm usually not attacking until on day 4 or 5 sometimes. You can see in the resource as well all these little mounds. This is basically excess dirt, and you can use that to make sandbags. Let's set up a little sandbag factory. Let's spread out. Let's put down the workbench here. And we need sandbags. And we need dirt piled, because we make them out of sandbags, and then textiles. And let's set the priority high, high, and high as well. And to save us time, instead of going for each individual one, we can just go into the resources, click on the resource list. And there's lots of dirt available, but we only have one dirt store pile at the moment, because if we allow them all, they will basically only get to fill this one, or else if you have lots of dirt piles, they'll spend their ages just picking everyone. And that takes a lot of time, which we don't have right now. This also happens sometimes in the demo. And we have worked a lot on this, but you can see like this guy was just standing on the spot, walking the wrong direction. And funnily enough, if you just look at them with a stern eye, they will actually fall back into formation. I cannot explain why. Alright, we have the parapets and the excavation station. Let's get more tents. So now I'd like to start working on this front line. Get more parapets. And we need to also start making more sandbags. So ideally we want to place them where they are facing the front line. And remember, just click on the guard point, press Z, and then we clone it, so you don't have to go and look for it in the building menu. Also, you can see now that they're basically overlapping the shifts, so the day shift and the night shift are also working at the same time. This is to avoid the front line being empty during shift, because that has happened, and that is very scary. Okay. And ideally, I would like to collect more soldiers, and then we'll make a push. But more soldiers means more casualties. That's kind of the very simple math of this World War I game. Whoop. Okay. They're still not safe enough, so I ideally would like to deepen this. They were lucky this time. Alright, who's shooting? Sometimes it happens that the AI walks. Okay, That has not happened, thank God. Getting overly religious. Look, you can see this is our trench line. And all these blue guys are ours. But what happens now? And also, being early in, well, it's not early in development, but still a lot of moving things. Try to build in phases. So digging, then reinforcing, collecting resources. When you're happy, if you try to do too many jobs at the time, because we don't support prioritization as much as we'd like at the moment. So I like to do it in phases. And I've done most of the digging. Now I'm doing all the adding all these things, the barbed wire, these little tree planks. I don't know. Probably somebody used at World War I. I've seen photos. And now they're shooting really close to us. How is this going? Let's prioritize this, because we're going to need more sandbags, because at the moment we only have, well, we still have 108. That's pretty good. But what do we need for the next day? We have got plenty of food because of the food bug. They are eating, but it's not registering. And we need to have more, ideally. We have one extra machine gun. We have plenty of barbed wire. So let's get more barbed wire. We don't need the wood because we have it on the map. We have the planks on the map. We don't need to read this at the moment. Good to have more sandbags. More textiles if we want to make a little village. And you can see now I'm at full capacity. If I drop it down, I still have 20 left to go. So I'm going to go full capacity on the textiles and order. You can only do that once a day as well. Alright. What are we doing? Okay, ready to unlock. And of course, the trench sleeping spot, which is ideal because then we can spread them out more and minimize casualties, hopefully. And here we go. Click on the thing, press C. And we can actually click on each guard point and just go down here into the priority, and we can just put it to low so they only bunch up during attacks. This one is kind of nice, so let's move the priority up on that one. Just keep a line, so if something happens like a night attack, you can at least react to it. But at the moment, try not to keep them too bunch when the artillery strikes. Nobody's working on this. What are they doing? Okay, we have our fire steps ready here in the deepened trench. And now we can start thinking about reinforcing. So these are now they're using the branches, and I like to do this incrementally in steps. And do we have enough? We pressed resources, and we have 558 sticks and branches. And these bushes are usually a good source of them. So click on them, press X, X, and the soldiers will start collecting them. Okay. Very low on eating. Like I said, we're working on a bug for that. And if you listen carefully, yes, they do snore, but they also sleep with their rifles, which is a bit worrying. We'll fix that. And oh, that's close. That's very close. But at least we have almost a continuous line. We did have barbed wire. Yes, we do have barbed wire, but they usually prioritize the digging over building. So that's what I meant by building in phases. And you're not supposed to sleep here, Tanqueray. You're supposed to sleep. He's in the first section. Maybe I messed up. Maybe there are not enough sleeping spots for the first section. Let's have a look. That's where the first one lives. Oh yeah, they have actually enough, but they might have claimed it. Alright. But so far, how are we doing? Besides the hunger, which is a bug, it seems like they're a bit tired and exhausted, but you know, this is war, guys, so do you want to be alive or dead? It's up to you. Are you guys... Oh no, they're all back at it. It's dawn. Maybe the Germans will say hello? Who knows? Let's actually pause and let's add some more, because now I'm almost running out of time to order more troops. So we're not getting any new ones, because that only happens if you go below 42. So I'm going to have these 500 command points, and let's just get a load of them. 525, 21 new guys, because then that means we can dig faster, we can get more stuff done, and then of course we can do a sneaky little line over there. We can get all things done, which is always great. So one more line over here. All right. And we'll do reinforcements. There we are. I just add extra guys because it's always good to have a bit more. But I should have based it here, but then I might be in range of the enemy. Should we send them a hello? Yeah, let's do that. They live here and here. Here, let's send over there, because this is World War One. So if we send bombardments issued, gives morale boost to our guys, because then they think, oh, we have more shells than the enemy. Maybe we're being a bit too generous. Ready to unlock. It's okay. Okay, they're shooting on us. Shrapnel is not very... There they come again. Same place as last time. Put them on the shift. Okay. At least now we're ready. We were not the last time. Oh no. Uh-oh. I forgot to put the fire steps, and now this part of the line is completely useless. But the Germans are pulling... Nope, they're still coming. No. In the future, this will be much more intelligent, the AI director, which we've been basing, which is essentially like a, like a DM, like a game manager. The idea is that players will be able to select from easy to hard, and the harder you have, the more bigger attacks and more frequent they will be, and more nasty with more artillery. But our MG Hill is not operational because I forgot to dig these. Silly me. Look, we built the trenches. Let's make this stronger as well. As strong as possible, because it's annoying when the trenches give in, because they will give in to artillery and eventually the elements like rain and that kind of stuff. Alright, let's put them to sleep. So far, so good. So we can... this is what I'm talking about. This is like a bug. And if you just look at them, very sternly, or you can even press space to pause. That at the moment fixes it, but this is on high on our priority list to fix bugs. So far, so good. 71 troops, only 6 fatalities. And they're being collected here, the poor guys. If you want to, we can actually give them a little bit of more respect by having a simple grave. Ideally, yeah, somewhere in the back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How were we on sandbags? 160, so we don't have to think about that right now. Probably being too generous. Alright, they are at least resting. And let's see how far I can go, because before I do my big spiel, I'm gonna start making a trench network towards the enemy. I'm gonna dig on the side. So click on the trenches and don't dig it down, dig in. And let's like so. This takes obviously way more time. And to help us with that, I will have a little excavation station here to help us expedite things a little bit. Alright. We can actually start thinking about... So I'm going to dig down, so click here. Let's... And ideally we want some movement in them in case of artillery attack. Here we are. Let's hurry this up. Why are they still sleeping there? I don't know. It's on our to-do list. Maybe it's because they don't have enough beds, and now everyone at my team will be like, Baldwin, you're supposed to know this. And I'm supposed to, but I sometimes get confused. So look, this one is not doing anything because it's too deep. But we can actually start making this into a nice little resting area. So we have these trench sleeping nooks. And this can become eventually a nice little rest area. And let's just see what happens if we have it for everyone. And now we have this little thing here as well. So how about we extend this a little bit? Then we can make ideally another machine gun there, and then we can connect these together. We have this little water over here. There we are. Ideally we'd like another trench line here just to keep them under the ground, because look. Near miss. Now this guy. Yeah. Sanity is okay. This one is actually quite durable, this one. He's a farmhand and he has 4 eyes, so he probably couldn't see it. I have glasses, so I'm not making fun of people with glasses. Look, now they're getting confused again. I'll just look at them. And yeah, this is something. That's why I'm very grateful to everyone playing and all the bug reports, because it's very valuable for a small team to have loads of people playing, so we can see exactly what is important to fix, because at the moment this is something we need to fix. And the world of navigation. Look, what are you doing? Okay, this is not as I planned. Let's just dismantle this one for now. Actually, we have the 3rd machine gun, so let's just place that here. Just so we have this covered if the Germans attack in the morning. Okay, this is not good. They're starting to feel. Sanity is slowly dropping. This is obviously terrifying, stressful to be in a combat zone. And we want to also simulate that, because there's nothing nice about war. Alright. Ideally, we'd like to dig down more and deepen the trenches. There we go. Like I said, I do it in phases, because now we have a lot of guys working here, so a lot of soldiers digging in. And we're almost at an hour of this video, so I think in the morning we'll do a classic. We've got plenty of points, So let's get some more guys in. Lucky me, it's broken. It's not deducting the command points. So let's do... It's like midnight. Let's do a sequenced attack on A5 to C5. And let's try to take it away from the Germans. So we start here. And this one will start from here. And they will both... No, let's actually make it more sophisticated. So they will do A5. And let's time the attack to the next day. Let's go at 6 o'clock. So, and then let's time the second section from B2. And they will take B5. And we will also do at 6 o'clock in the morning. And because that was Haukon, who wants everyone to know he's very big and tall. And 6 o'clock, and let's also make them attack the center as well. And then we'll ask the fourth section to go for the C quadrant, sorry. And let's hope for the best. Oh wait, target selection, 6 o'clock. They are going from here, so they will attack behind the trench line. And then we'll also sequence in some artillery. And I'm all open to suggestions on how we make this nicer and more expedient in the future. But imagine, like, in the day, this must have been quite complicated doing these kind of big pushes anyway. Let's have this one drop a little bit earlier on B5. Large caliber, big guns. 6 as well. And we're out of command points, but apparently that was a bug. They're supposed to pay for the extra. Oh man, now they're sleeping everywhere here because they don't have enough places to sleep. Whoops. So ideally, we would like them to spread out. Okay. It's turning into a nice little sleeping village here. Not the fire step. Oh no. What happens now? Did I put on the wrong date or something? I did put the wrong date, so they will be attacking the next day. Silly me. And we have an extra day to prepare. I absolutely confused. I thought it was before midnight, but I had the microphone in my face and I couldn't see the clock on the right. Alright. The morning greeting. So now we've turned our trench line into a complete kill zone. And they're dropping like flies, poor guys. And they retreat. And the idea is to make this more challenging in the future, of course. To have the attacks to be more intelligent, that they will focus on parts of the trench which is more obviously exposed. So look, our little trick. I mean, we don't have time, but I recommend testing this in the demo, is to dig your way very stealthily towards the enemy. It is quite rewarding if you succeed, but also be mindful. If you can see the trench, then the attacking enemy will, and they will always think, ooh, there's a trench. We'll be way more safer in there. very long. We're almost at an hour. Look at them, how busy they are. And we can also make... How many... Oh yeah, now I'm running out of sticks. As you can see, get more sticks on the notification on the right. So press X, 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 X. And also if you cut down the trees, of course, you get some branches as well. But do cut them down before the enemy does it for you. See, the shells are already... Why are you sleeping there? We need to work on this. Pretty good. Nice defense line. Let's try and put up the machine gun again over here, because this is a nice place. See, Aymar de la Marche is already going to pick it up. Good man, good man. And where are we? So yes, just to clarify, today in the game is the 17th. And when did I say the attack would happen? On the 18th. Oh god, I'm such an idiot. So, should we wait for a whole day? Yeah, why not? It's been set in motion, so why not? So let's just continue building up these trench lines. So apologies for that misunderstanding. I've been trying to blame the microphone. I might succeed. Oh look, it blew up here, so the guys need to come here, the soldiers, and fix it. Okay, now it's getting more. Yep, still losing guys. How is our little cemetery coming along? Why are they sleeping on top? Why is it? Alright, there we are. Yep, we already lost 12 guys, so might as well just put them down for them. If you want to be super nice, you can of course ask them to retrieve the bodies of your enemy, but I would not want them to go out there because they will be fired upon. I don't know, look, we even have more here. So let's actually turn this also into a little nice little firing spot. Alright. Ah! Stop that. I was not supposed to do that. Press it, press X, it's gone. Up, 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 up. Let's clone. And have some parapets. Alright. Okay, something funny happening here in the trenches. This does not look good. I'll make a note of that. Oh, don't blow up my cemetery. Okay, shrapnel is not very effective. Okay. So at midnight I will start preparing for our early morning attack. Wow, we were quite lucky as well, but no rain. Unlock the parados on the research. Let's continue. Now starting to lose morale. That's because of the bug in the eating. We're working on that. How are we doing on... Yes, we're out of planks, so click on the woodworking bench, the crafting, new task, the planks, and stacks. I think we'll be fine with 3 stacks. And how are we on sticks? Low on sticks. And also you get low on food, which is unlikely. Then you can also take down these food trees. Some of them are eating, some of them aren't. Might be the UI bug or the AI bug. So look, this is a problem. He can't see anything. We'll fix that by having fire steps. Oh look, there's one dead inside. That's not good. Press Z to allow, so if they can get it. A body, they're not forbidden. Look how nicely this is. Ah, look how stupid. Oh, there's a way up off. Oh, we lost one. Stop shooting. Thank you. Fire steps. Okay. Pretty active, almost 90 troops. We should be able to take the middle. And if we succeed, well, at least we accomplished something. We're on day 4, 3 days left. Actually, if you go on the Discord server, somebody has found a way to extend beyond 7 days, and I will leave it at that. Oh, he's just having a sit here. Nice, right? You don't have to stand up. I'm not... Oh, this is not good. I don't know why they're sleeping on top. Oh, I understand. It's because... Yes, this is another bug. They're not supposed to sleep inside, not on top, of course. Yes. So now, for each day, there's more and more artillery attacks at the rear area. Funny story, I actually made a gameplay effect that they would feel more safe in the rear area, and it was set safe in the rear area, so I had to rework that. Where is this guy? Oh, he's stuck over here. Alright. They all seem to be having a wonderful, wonderful time. Okay. In only, what, 4 hours we'll do our push. That means I will have to do more artillery as we get closer. I might also be the level designer, so I think it's very likely we'll succeed with this many men. But as soon as you succeed in digging of taking enemy area like this defense line, then we need to set up guard posts to prioritize guard points to be able to hold it, while also getting supplies there and sleeping areas closer to, so because if we take this area, then obviously we don't want the soldiers to go and rest over here somewhere. We want them to rest closer by. And this puts more strain on logistics, because then they will have to go much further, longer ways to get ammo and food and all that stuff. So this will be a new challenge. But we will get here, and then there's a road that leads to the outskirts of the village. And then we have heavy defense lines of enemies here at the, can't see it, but the where the church is. And these are not like bodies of water. These are actually like farm and irrigation ditches. So nobody's gonna drown. We still haven't figured out water in the game, but we will get there. Alrighty then. Almost at attack position. Let's order some more artillery at 6. Oops. Let's do it also at, well, let's do it at 6:45, because maybe 7. Let's do the second line. because we don't want to blow up our own guys. Well, that's not going to be very popular. Alright, we're almost there. So in the next time you'll play the game, they will actually be in place before the attack is supposed to happen. At the moment, they basically start running at 6 o'clock when they should be attacking at 6 o'clock. Like I said, a lot of moving things in game development right now. Okay, almost there. So everything works. Yep, it's all being delivered. Stop shooting. Okay, and we're getting into it. We can start our attack. Now they'll get into position. I hadn't claimed these quadrants yet, so we couldn't. In the future, there will be what we call ambient capturing. So if you own this quadrant, you will slowly capture this quadrant, as long as the enemy is not trying to as well. That's in the future. So let's now see what happens. Let's go this. All right. Oh, I think they were attacking at the same time as we are. Ah. Go, 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 go. Okay, I must have messed up something. What did I do wrong? Okay. And the artillery is starting. Okay, they're still soldiering on. This is an enemy trench, been blown to bits. There they come. Germans are retreating over here. And now I see what happened. They all got confused because the Germans attacked at the same time and they're all going the same way. Okay, we're claiming territory here. The Germans are reinforcing, so let's send them a little bit of a hello. Will we succeed? Yes, we have taken one of them, so now they're walking away, so we need to grab them before they do. And let's set up a guard post so we're able to capitalize on this small victory. And let's set up guard points. This way the AI knows that we want them to be here. And we'll just have to set it up in some sort of a meaningful way, and make sure the priority is very high so they don't walk away. Now, okay, but we still haven't taken. There's only very light defenses here, I can see, but it gets harder and more difficult in-depth defenses as we go further. Are we claiming? We're still not claiming this one. So this guy's also managed to take it, so let's use this trench line. Let's set up another guard post here. And also put high priority, so we have soldiers actually defending this area. And let's try to keep them in the slope so they can attack incoming soldiers without exposing themselves too much. Hey, we managed to take the whole line, so if you have a look. Yep, we got it all. So this is already an over hour long, but we can basically now start digging trenches here. consolidating, and then we have a perfect place to, well, repel any counterattacks that the Germans will throw at us and be able to advance, ideally, to the outskirts of the town. So, I hope you're enjoying the demo, and again, thank you all for your amazing support. We have 125,000 wishlists now, which is something, like I said, we're very proud of, and we could not have done it without you, the community, our players. And this is Baltin from Vita Games, and I thank you very much for watching this, and I hope it helps you learn the game. And if you have any questions, you have the email, our socials, Discord, just let us know. There's also inside the game, if you have like a bugs, you can report bugs, and if you go to the end of the game, there are ways to both wishlist the game. I'm gonna save this stream so I can play this again later. So again, thank you so much. This is Baltin. Cheers.